You on the inside chair? Okay, all right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
This goes way back.
You talking about the crowd or us? Oh, we go way back.
Are you guys excited? Well, before we get into Bug's Life,
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a bunch of compliments. I hope that's okay.
Okay. All right. How many of them are for Brad Garrett who didn't show up this morning? Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna let you guys deal with that. I just want to remind everybody, all the cool stuff that we know that you have done, and you can smile through it if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. John, we love you as P.T. Flea.
That was my favorite Pixar one to do.
It was?
Yeah. He was nuts. He was just crazy. He'd sell his grandmother out for a nickel.
But I don't know if all of you know that you were P.T. Flea in 2 Pixar movies.
I was what?
P.T. Flea in 2 Pixar movies.
I was? Better call my agent.
What were they? Do you guys know? Cars and Bug's Life. Which I think is really cool because you have been in almost every single Pixar movie known to man. And we love you in that.
John Lasseter always said that John was his good luck charm, that he had to be in everything.
I agree with that, totally. Toy Story as Ham. How many of you still have a little ham at home? I do. I gave one to my daughter, and then when she grew up, it just stayed with me, because it can't go out into the yard sale at all. It's got to stay home with me. Cliff Clavin, cheers. And I don't know if a lot of people realize that you were in Empire Strikes Back.
I was in a lot of stuff.
A lot of things. I had to cut it down a little bit because we want everyone to be able to ask some questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go over to you, Dave.
My section will be shorter.
No. How many of you guys like Prep and Landing? So much fun. Just the character voices are amazing. One of my favorite shows that I grew up on was News Radio. Smart writing. I don't feel like we have a lot of that TV anymore. Every once in a while something slides in, but news radio, what is your feeling about that and how TV is so different?
I feel like I was lucky to get in on what I think was sort of the last great era of multicam sitcoms. I think after, that art form has kind of faded away these days, and I think it's beautiful. Obviously, John was in one of the best of all time.
Yes.
I
I think both of your shows we grew up on. We all have that nostalgia of sitting in our living rooms with our families and watching those shows, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite, cheesiest movies of all time, Blast from the Past.
Oh, yeah. So fun to do.
Over and over I watched it as a teenager, and then Kids in the Hall, man. So all of those things led you to your biggest career movie, and that is A Bug's Life.
Yes. Oh, and I also should tell you, the Prep and Landing, there's going to be a new one this Christmas.
Number 3? Number 4.
It's 3 or 4. Yeah, I think, sort of, I'm not sure. but yeah, it'll be coming out in November. Yeah.
Let's talk about your characters a little bit, because the cool thing about A Bug's Life is it's just about Flick, and he's just trying to not be the most awkward ant in his community, and he just keeps messing up as he's trying so hard not to. So when you got prepared for this role, did you relate to this character at all?
Oh, luckily, I had been preparing for it my entire life. I carefully researched it by being an awkward child, an introverted teenager, and a withdrawn adult.
there's hope for all of us.
Yeah, no, I think it was, yeah, I mean, it was, yeah, the character, I definitely felt an affinity for Flick, trying really hard to do something worthwhile, but also just sort of putting his foot in it constantly.
And then we get to P.T. Flea, who, I mean, circus, yeah, that's you. I feel like a circus character, right? He's wrangling all of these misfit characters, but he's also kind of a car salesman. Like, to me, what he's trying to do is kind of this, like, car salesman kind of person. What did you bring to that character that you thought would really show who he was?
Well, I was a shyster, from birth. I grew up in a town where everybody was hustling. Whether it was watches, cars, anything. And so P.T. Flea was a familiar character to me. No big deal.
No big deal. Just another Tuesday of you guys hanging out being yourselves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Except for the whole being an insect thing. Yeah. That I couldn't relate to. Yeah.
Sometimes we all feel a little bit tiny.
Yeah.
Like the world is big around us, and I know we have so many people here that want to ask you guys some questions, and we definitely want to get to that. Do you guys want to hear some questions? Do you guys want to dig right into this?
Yeah.
We're going to jump right in.
Hello, thank you so much for being here. It's so wonderful.
Thank you for being here.
I was wondering, what is your favorite quality of your Bugs Life character?
Favorite quality of your Bugs Life character?
That he was small. Doesn't eat much. I know it sounds stupid, but I just show up and do what the director tells me to, and then I go home.
Sometimes he goes home before he does what the director tells him.
Sometimes I never leave home.
Yeah.
That's really it. I wish I had a more elaborate answer for you.
You did it well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I guess I liked. Flick was a character. I kind of envied his enthusiasm. I always sort of said that for me, Flick had my voice, but John Lasseter's enthusiasm, because John's like a huge, bigger than life guy, and very effusive, and so I feel like I think I would do better if I was more like Flick. I think, and maybe everyone would be better if they were more like Flick. Yeah.
My question's for John.
All right, I'll come back later.
Cliff Clavin and Norm Macdonald are some of the classic on-screen friendship. So with George Wendt passing away earlier this year, I just wondered if you could share a memory you have of him.
We sat on bar stools and drank. That was pretty much it. That's our history for 11 years. He was a very intelligent guy. He wasn't like his character at all. He was very well read. Could talk on any subject. He's greatly missed.
John, you voiced so many of the Pixar characters. I'd like to know if you could just spend the weekend, hang out with one of your Pixar characters that you voiced. Who would it be? And I want to ask the same question to Dave, but since you don't have as many Pixar characters to choose from, you can pick any character you've ever played. Who would you, of your characters, would you want to hang out with?
I guess the abominable snowman from Oz. When he's baking his water off anything dangerous, and he had snow cones.
The lemon snow cones. You gotta have the lemon snow cones.
Oh yeah, he.
Oh, and for me, oh God, who would I hang out with? Anything? I think I don't know. Most of them are. I guess I'd maybe hang out with Wayne from Prep and Landing. I'd hang out with him. We just sit around and complain together. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome Dave and John. Thanks for coming to FanX. I appreciate it. This question's for John. Since this nice lady here mentioned that you were in Empire Strikes Back, and I remember that that brief scene with your character. What was that experience like for Empire Strikes Back?
Well, I was nervous because I had a big crush on Carrie Fisher. And, but, you okay? But then it was like a job. That's the way I approached the work. I find my pocket space, I go to work, and I go home.
Did you ever think it was going to be so big?
No, you never think that. I didn't think that Pixar or Cheers. It's a job. You go do it the best you can, and you're home.
More importantly, did you think you had a chance at Carrie Fisher? No, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, my question is for John. As was mentioned, you were able to voice characters in all of the Pixar movies. Was that a decision that was started before the first one, or had you been in a few and they decided, let's make this a thing, or how did that come about?
Maybe in all the Pixar movies, I had Polaroids of Steve Jobs. and there's nothing they could do about it. No, I really don't have any idea. I did the first one, that was him. And I don't have any idea. They never told me anyway.
Yeah. They told me. Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hey,
Is that what I look like?
That is what you look like.
That is what I look like.
Is that what you were going for this morning? You look great. You look great.
So they
You
say
should ask your parents for a mirror for Christmas.
They say there are no stupid questions, and I want to debunk that statement by asking, how do you like your potatoes?
No. How do you like your potatoes? Yeah, your potatoes.
I like bacon. With a lot of cheese on it, butter.
Alright. I like a good crispy shoestring French fry with lots of salt and malt vinegar. I'm English.
I got a question for Dave.
Well, all right. You sound very reluctant about it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you have any superpowers from Sky High, what superpowers would you choose?
Oh, superpower, man. Well, I'm 62 years old with a prostate that I have to buy an extra ticket for on the plane. So if I had the superpower of walking past a public bathroom without going in, that's the one I'd go for right now.
This question's for both of you. If you as your characters were to get together with the rest of the circus crew, what new circus act would you all come up with?
Yeah.
What new
Putting a new circus act.
come up with your circus crew from the
With my
movie?
circus crew? Circus, huh? Circus. I don't think I'd come up with any. Apparently, it's
Yeah.
pick one.
That'll be better than flaming death if they're hoping for. You're hoping for an actual killing, I think.
Yeah,
But
that's
P.T. Flea would have to
yeah, like
up his game.
gladiators, like the Roman emperors.
Yeah.
Have people killed in front of me.
Children love that. Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Hello. My question is also for both of you. What is your favorite Disneyland ride?
The hot dog stand.
I think now that Flick's Flyer is no longer in Disneyland, know, I agree with you. I guess the Guardians ride. Yeah. Oh no, I gotta update it. I'm sorry, that used to be my favorite. Now it's the Star Wars ride. What's it called? Edge of the Galaxy. What's it called?
Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge.
We're almost there.
That is the most amazing ride on Earth. If you haven't been yet, you really are living in a Star Wars movie, and it's fantastic. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
And John has actually
Yeah.
lived in a Star Wars movie.
Yes, and I'm actually I'll be on that ride in a few days. I'm gonna go when I go back to LA. I'm taking my family out to Disneyland. Yeah.
My question is, were you able to record your lines together for A Bug's Life?
No, we didn't. The only I never met anyone in the cast until the premiere. Like that's where I remember running into Julia Louis-Dreyfus at the premiere and going, "My God, you're my love interest. It's so nice to meet you." But yeah, we never. Did you record with anyone else?
No, I was recorded by myself.
Yeah, me too.
Was it weird to like go in there the first time you ever did that and you're just talking to yourself in a room?
No, it slows things down when you do it with a lot of people. Because they screw up and this and that, and I do no, by yourself is better.
And I was like, we also had, somebody's kettle is boiling. We had John Lasseter and Andrew Stanton in the room with us, who would both they would act out all the other characters' parts. They would also describe all the action in the scenes in real detail, so you kind of knew where you were in that world. So they made it a lot easier. Those guys were great.
So my name is Zane, and I'm wondering for both of you.
I'm sorry, could you speak taller?
So my question is, what character that you do, it's like you?
Oh, what character you do that's most like us?
Yeah.
Most like us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, let's see, today it would be John and someone said Wally, and he just sits in a chair and floats around.
Yeah. And I guess for me it would have been the character I played on News Radio. Mostly because they kept writing things about me into the script so they could make fun of me. Bye, thanks for talking.
Oh, there you are, Gary.
Just kidding. Good morning, guys. I'm so glad to see you guys here.
Morning.
Me being a longtime Pixar fan, I was so happy to hear that you guys were showing up today, especially you, John. Bottom of my heart, I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So my question for you guys, especially Dave, you made a small appearance in a sitcom called The Middle as a psychologist for Brick.
Yeah.
And great, wonderful casting. You were so funny, and just the way you followed him around was great. My question for you guys is, if you were to sit down in a therapy session with any of your characters, what would the conversation be for you guys? If you were to choose any of them, what would you tell them?
What?
I think there would need to be a therapist.
If you were to go to therapy with one of your characters, if you and Cliff were to do group therapy together, what would you say to Cliff?
If Cliff went to therapy, the therapist would run out and just give up.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I feel like Flick has a little anxiety and he might need a little bit of therapy.
I guess I would just tell Flick, you know what, Flick? You're okay. And you know what? Maybe you're even a little bit sexy. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi. My question's for Dave. Although it'd be really cool to have a couple drinks with you and Mr. Corbell and Mr. Knapp, talk about topics. My question has to do with the Bug's Life. When Flick is talking to Dot, if you could explain the seed and the rock analogy. I don't get it.
You don't get, well, it's pretty simple. It's just, you just have to imagine that the rock is representing a seed. That it's not actually a rock. It's for the purposes of analogy. No, but for the purposes of an analogy, the rock is standing in for the seed.
So, in the spirit of the grammar police, I was just wondering, what's your least favorite subject in school?
Oh, least favorite subject in school.
What's that on your t-shirt? What does it say?
It's all the different ways of spelling there.
Yeah. Or it's a town in Wales.
Oh, yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah. Least favorite subject. Well, I'd have to go with the one sadly, the subject I wound up being worst at was science. Even though I really love science, I'm really a geek about science, but I think I kept failing science in high school. A lot of times because I keep going, well, how do you know an atom looks like that? And they get mad at me because they didn't know. So yeah.
I feel like Flick also, like he wanted to create things.
Yes.
And kind of be an inventor, a scientist of some sort, and he was also struggling a lot with that.
Yes, I would much rather be a scientist than an actor. I would love that. But I'm not, I'm dumb.
You're funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, they don't allow scientists to be funny.
It's true.
Can't do it.
This is a very serious question. What is the best pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Oh, there's only one place. There's a place back in my hometown, and they make their own sausage. So that particular pizza with their own sausage, that's my favorite.
All right. My question is, have you ever thought of making A Bug's Life 2, a sequel to the first one?
Oh yeah, Dave and I talk about that all the time.
Yeah, fortunately no one else does.
Yeah, I call him at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well,
hey, you know, the sequel.
Well, you know, when we were making it, John kept saying, who's our director, and he kept saying, I don't like sequels. There was never a Snow White 2. I don't ever want to do sequels. He was really mad that they were making him do Toy Story 2. But then as they started making Toy Story 2, he fell in love with it and said, oh, it's really good. And
Now there's a new one coming out.
Or the 5.
Yeah.
I just recorded.
What do you think the second movie would be about? If you did get to do a sequel to A Bug's Life, what would Flick be doing?
Oh my God! Well, hopefully he'd be married to Ada.
Collecting rocks of their own.
Like yes, organizing. Yeah. Hopefully there would be no complications. There would be no villains. I don't know what it would be.
Well, they'd be building a high-rise where the ants are, and then all that ensues. All that happens. See, high-rise is a lot of cement. Although,
What was it like working with Phyllis Diller?
oh, I have a painting that she did hanging on my wall at home. I love Phyllis. She was so generous.
Yeah, I only got to meet her once. It was over at the Pixar studios one day. I got to meet her for a little bit. She was amazing.
I got invited to her house for some reason.
She didn't like me.
She said that. No,
Hi, my question is for Dave. You were in Anna Green Gables for a little bit.
That's true.
I was wondering if you could talk about your experience of being part of that.
Oh, well, that was one of my first paying jobs back in like 1985. I was 22, and it's Megan Follows was playing Anne, and I got cast for that part. And there's a big ballroom dancing scene. What I did was I lied and said I could ballroom dance. And then when we got on set, it became pretty obvious I couldn't. So they had all these extras that were ballroom dancers, and they had about 200 extras that were all like trained ballroom dancers, and every single one of them tried to teach me how to dance. And still, I nearly trampled poor Megan to death. I was a terrible dancer, but they made up for it with camera moves. But she was very sweet.
My question is, did you ever enjoy the It's Tough to Be a Bug show at either Disney World or Disneyland? How do you feel about it closing, and how involved were you in making it?
Oh, yeah, I got him. Yeah, I went to that. I went to the It's Tough to Be a Bug ride. I was there for the opening of the first one in Florida at the animal, what's it called? Wild Animal Kingdom? Animal Kingdom. Yes, I was there for the opening of that park with my 2 kids, who were, I think, at that time they were like 5 and 3. And I remember because it was all like closed, it was all guests and publicists, and we were watching it, and first my 3-year-old got freaked out and started screaming and ran out. And then a little while later, my 5-year-old got freaked out and ran out. And then we were out surrounded by the Disney publicists and press when my 5-year-old goes, "Why did they make it so scary? Didn't they know children would see this?" But then we did see it many times after that. And then with my daughter from my second marriage, we used to go to Disneyland all the time. So she kind of grew up with that ride. In fact, my wife was pregnant with her when we opened the park. But yeah, but every once in a while my daughter would go up to people in the park and say, there'd be Flick, like maybe at the Flick's Flyers ride, she'd go, "Yeah, Flick's my dad." And people would look at her like, "Oh, poor sad child. I guess she probably doesn't have a father." But I am sad that they've closed it down in both parks now. So I'm sad that's gone away. But I know, and I definitely I did sessions to record for the Flick hosting, which was fun.
How you doing?
Hey Dave, when you worked on News Radio with Andy Dick, Phil Hartman, and Joe Rogan,
yep.
Do you have any stories you could share with the public about any interactions you had with them that you haven't really shared before?
Oh, I certainly can't share any about Andy. Not without having all the children escorted out of the room. All I can tell you is that we just had such a great time on that show that and if anyone ever came to the studio audience, everyone in the cast would be always running up and sitting in the audience and talking to the audience and entertaining. And Phil used to go up and sometimes he would do like 20 minutes with the audience, like in between scenes. He would go up and he'd just like do all of his character voices and just put on a show for the audience. But I think that's the main thing, is just that we probably had more fun in between scenes than we should have. And it usually ended with our director Tom Sharonis going, "Shut the hell up!" and making us do the scenes again.
How you doing?
Good, hello. All of you were involved in very amazing projects that came around before instant feedback and technology available now. What was the moment you had that made you realize how successful a project that you had worked on, a movie or a show you had been in, became as big and successful as it had?
What?
When was the moment that you
made it?
She's talking about like social media. Did you have a moment where now that we have so much social media and things coming at us that you were like, oh, I didn't know that was as popular as it was? Did you have a movie or a moment where that kind of hit you?
Once I had that, and that was really before social media. It was when we went to Boston, it was the Cheers cast, and I hadn't realized how popular the show was until I stepped outside and there was a sea of people as far as you can see. And found out that we outdrew the size of the crowd for the Boston Red Sox and the Celtics. Just 5 actors. And so I thought, wow, must be popular. A lot of people own TV sets. I don't know. That was the only time.
And for me, none of my shows have been successful. So Bugs Life was probably the only really thing I was in that you could actually call that was a hit. But like news radio, it was like every week we were looking at the ratings, going, well, we might not be here next week, and so it's.
You have quite a cult following though, with like Kids in the Hall. Like you have. I think you're
good at cult
like
followings.
a slow burn.
Yeah, no, and don't get me wrong, I love the audience that we have. Like even now, the audience that found news radio really loves it, and the audience. Thanks. And the audience that found the Kids in the Hall, really love it. And like the Kids in the Hall audience is its own community, And I agree, yeah. And it feels like something outside of us. So I was very grateful for the fact that I've been, able to keep working for, 40 years now. So, but I was never in. Very few people get to be in a show that's as hugely significant as Cheers, so.
You were ahead of your time,
Yeah.
I feel like.
You're just not that good.
I'm trying to be nice,
Yeah.
We have time for about 4 more questions. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Matt. Thanks for your work. Just this week, I've been listening to Ed Catmull's book about the early making of the Pixar films, and he mentioned that during the making of Toy Story, everyone was very motivated, but they ran themselves into the ground working so hard, and that they were trying to change that culture by the time they came to A Bug's Life. I'd like to ask you, what was it like working with the Pixar staff, and how were you taking better care of each other by the making of that movie?
Yeah. Well, obviously they were really slacking off by Bug's Life. Yeah. They were tired. That was all we heard. Oh, I'm tired. I don't want to do anything. No, they didn't do anything. They didn't stop working hard at all. They may have talked about doing it, but like on A Bug's Life, they would animate they'd have whole scenes animated, and then somebody would come up with a better joke for a scene. And they'd reanimate the whole thing. They'd come bring us back in, re-record the dialogue, and go back and redo everything. They were such perfectionists. And they were always, like if they had a new idea that made the story better, or they had a joke that made the scene better, they'd go back and redo it. They were obsessive.
Yeah, when John Lasseter was in charge, every Pixar movie, they tried to do something that had never been done in animation before. Like the water in, was it Finding Nemo? The fabric in Incredibles. And every single, and that's just the way they are.
Yeah.
Because of John Lasseter.
Yeah, and on Bug's Life, they were obsessed with getting the translucence of living, like plant matter. They really wanted to capture how the way the sunlight is absorbed into plants and reflected off of them. And that was like something they spent a lot of time working on.
My question was for Dave. I'm a huge fan of Kids in the Hall. And I was wondering what your favorite sketch was from doing that. Mine was The Days I Know.
Oh yeah. One of mine is one that Kevin and I still do live whenever we perform, is a sketch called Citizen Kane. Thank you. Which is kind of like just a sketch of, I love sketches about people that are just horribly obtuse and annoying. Which is my character in that sketch. So that's one of my favorites.
you could go back in time and have dinner with anyone in history, who would it be and why?
What am I doing with anybody in history?
Having dinner.
Just dinner, John.
Can it be lunch or breakfast? It's dinner.
Whatever you choose.
Dave, go ahead.
I don't know. Sometimes I think, maybe I'd like to have dinner with Abraham Lincoln. But then I hear that he ate like an animal. It's just disgusting. He was just like food down his shirt. It was just so. So Lincoln's out of the question now. Go back in history.
Alexander the Great. From the Peloponnesus. Yeah, there's two other Alexander the Great guys.
All right. And I'll take Lenny Bruce. How about that? I'll take Lenny Bruce.
Yeah, let's fill the whole dining room with
It'd be more of a liquid dinner.
Yeah.
Hi, my question's for John. So John Lasseter considered you his good luck charm, and I'm curious, when you got roles in Pixar movies, was it because you were calling him up and being like, hey, find me a spot in your next movie, or was John always like, look, I have something specific for you, I need you in this movie, this movie, this movie? How did that go?
No, I never made a call in my life. The phone just rang, and he said, hey, I got a part for you. This great. Where do you want me to be and what time? And I'd show up and do the part, and that'd be it. I wish it was more exciting.
So I was wondering if you have a hobby outside of filmmaking that you're passionate about.
Yeah. Well, archery. Archery, and the other one is boats. I'm a sailor. Those two.
My only hobby is watching cable news and falling into a deep depression. It fills up my days.
All right, and this is our last question, and there's two of you.
There is. So going off of doing voices for John Lasseter, has he reached out to you to do anything now that he's over at Skydance? I know we've watched Luck and Spellbound and haven't heard your voice. Has he reached out to do any future projects and have you voice his characters?
Yeah, I just finished one for them.
Oh, awesome.
I don't even know what it's called. When I showed up, I forget.
You're the best pitch man.
See, I'm 106 years old. But I just finished one for them.
Okay.
It was directed by Brad Bird.
Okay, the ray gun, I think is what it is.
Ray gun, yeah, you know more than I do.
I'm excited. I want to see this.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
Brad Bird's
really
great.
appreciate you guys. Before we go, the cool thing about A Bug's Life, in my opinion, is that it is a story that moves through generations. This is not something that just was specific to one time in our lives. I think if we watch it right now, it relates to what's going on in the world. Have you seen that? Because like my daughter watched it, I watched it, and we all share it with everyone else in our lives. Did you think, I know you probably didn't think that was going to be a thing, but that must feel really good.
I think it's a movie about the power of the collective, in a lot of ways, and the strength of an individual, sticking by their beliefs, but also that if people get together and work together, they can overcome, what might seem an unsurmountable obstacle.
You really think about this, don't you?
Oh yeah. Then again, I'm Canadian, so I'm a socialist by nature.
I'm an American. I'm a capitalist. I show up, do my job, and go home.
Yeah. Oh, did you know I was originally brought in to audition for Slim the Stick Insect?
That would have been so different.
I know, but I was brought in, and but then I was there on my lunch hour from his radio, but then just before I was going to go in, they came over and said to me very nicely, they said, "Dave, do you mind if we bump you? Carol Burnett just came in." And I said, "You bump everyone for Carol Burnett." And so then I didn't audition that day, so they felt guilty, and they let me come back in as they let me read for Flick after that.
So have you Carol Burnett and told her thank you?
In my heart. I told her I loved her at the Emmys.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that good?
All right. Did you guys have a good time? One of the traditions that we do here, and I'm not sure if we're going to do this, but we like to take a picture of you in front of all of these beautiful people out here, and we're so happy that you came. Are you guys ready for that?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you guys